Hi everyone, I am Dr. Minikul Sresh and you are watching Erudite Chemistry. In last lecture, we have seen how the trends in the properties changes and already we have done the properties like ionic radius कैसे change होती है, जब हम एक ग्रुप में होते हैं तो ionic radius बढ़ती है, जब हम एक पीरियड में इस तरीके से चलते हैं तो ionic radius कम होती है. सेम वे आयनाइजेशन एंथैल्पी वी हैव गॉन थ्रू कि अप टू डाउन, क्योंकि आयनिक रेडियस बढ़ती है आयनाइजेशन एंथैल्पी कम हो जाती है. बट ऑन द whenever we are in a period तो आयनाइजेशन एंथैल्पी इंक्रीज होती है क्योंकि साइज छोटा हो जाता है. सेम वे वी हैव गॉन थ्रू द प्रॉपर्टी लाइक मेटालिक करेक्टर, मतलब द मोस्ट मेटालिक एलिमेंट आर एट द डाउन साइड, मतलब द मेटालिक करेक्टर इंक्रीजेस अप टू डाउन whenever we are in a group. Obviously this concept is clear to us कि जब हम ऊपर से नीचे जा रहे होते हैं, when we are moving up to down, we are in a group, we are talking about a group, and when we are moving this way from left to right, we are in a period. So these were the things which we have gone through. Okay, now in this particular video we will be discussing some questions, because in this particular chapter you will be getting the questions which will be concept based. So it's not about learning, it's about understanding the table. So here we have a question. I'm going to read this question. You just write the information related with it and do it with me and try to understand how the questions related with periodic table are solved. Let's do it. Okay, let's start. So the question is, there are two elements, element X and element Y. Okay, so I'm going to write down the information X and Y. So next is, they have atomic number 12 and 16 respectively. So I'm writing down the atomic number here. X is having 12 and Y is having 16. Next, what is given? They are asking you to which group and to which period they belong. Means your question is to find out in which period, to which period and to which group they belong. तो कैसे पता लगाना है? It's easy to calculate the period. Already we have discussed it, but I have not told you about the how to calculate the group number. So let's do it. So first of all, I am going to find out the period. So period can be calculated easily, that is the number of shells will be equal to number of period. How we are going to find out the shell? क्या उसका configuration कर दीजिए. Configuration कैसे करना है? That is X 12 is 2 8 2. How many electrons are there in the outermost shell? 2. But we need to know how many shells are there ना. तो 1 2 and 3 shells. तो इसका मतलब है period of X, element X is 3. So it belongs to third period. Let's do the configuration of the Y element also. 16. So the configuration becomes 2, 8 and 6. All of you can see here 1, 2 and 3. 3 shells again are there in this Y also. So this is also belonging to third period. So both the elements X and Y belong to third period. Second part is that you have to calculate to which group they belong. That is important question. To which group they belong, उसके लिए we should know how many electrons are there in the outermost shell. क्योंकि ग्रुप में डिवीजन किया गया है उनका according to outermost shell configuration. मतलब same kind of configuration means same group. So let us see how to find out the group of an element. So let's see. I am giving you the formula. You can apply that formula to any of the element. You can get the group of it. So write down the formula first, so that you can apply it to any of the element. So the formula is, if, write down it, if number of valence electron equals to 1 or 2. मतलब अगर आपके एलिमेंट की वैलेंस शेल में एक इलेक्ट्रॉन है या 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन है, then group number will be equal to number of electrons. Okay, तो अगर आपके वैलेंस शेल में if there are 1 or 2 electrons, the group number will be 1 or 2 depending on how many electrons are there in the valence shell. Same way we can calculate the group, we can find out the group of the elements other than 1 and 2 electrons having. So that is, if the number of valence electron, if number of valence electron कितना है, 3 या 4 और 5 और 6 और 7 और 8, means 3 से लेके 8 तक if electrons are there. Not more than 8 you will be finding in any of the group. So if it is 1 or 2, your group number will be the number of electron in the outermost shell. If it is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so the number of group will be group number, write down this equation, group number will be equal to number of valence shell electrons plus 10. So this will be the formula, a trick for calculation of group number of any element. I hope it is simple. So let's apply this particular formula on these two elements and find out to which group they belong. Correct? So here you can see how many electrons are there in the outermost shell. In case of X, it is 2. So which formula I will be applying? 2. That is, group number will be 2. So in that case, in this case, group will be second. So this X belongs to second group. Next is Y. And in Y we can see that outermost shell electrons are 6. So I have to apply this formula, that is number of group will be equal to number of valence shell electron. So I am calculating it. Group number of Y will be number of valence shell electron 6 plus 10, that is 16. So this belongs to 16th group, means this X belongs to second group and this Y belongs to 16th group. Now the first part of the question is clear. Now let's go for the next part. What type of bond will be formed between them? Bond between the metal and non-metal, उसका हमने क्या नाम दिया था? Ionic bonding. Because one electron was given by the metal there, या 2 या 3, the electrons were given out by the metals and the electrons which are lost by the metal are gained by the non-metal. So there were two type of elements, metals and non-metals. And here you can clearly see that element X, this element X is having 2 electrons, so it has the tendency to lose the electron. So it is a metal. So I am writing down here it is metal. Okay. Now one thing here clear, that it is looking for the 2 electron. It means it is non-metal. So if this is non-metal, this is metal, this is non-metal, so the bonding, type of bonding between these two will be ionic bonding, because this will give 2 electrons and these 2 electrons will be gained by this. So this way we can easily see here that the X, which is having 2 electrons, 1, 2, Y, which is having 6 electrons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. This X will give its 2 electron to Y. So this is, I am showing the movement of 2 electron. So this curved arrow is indicating the movement, the complete transfer of the electron. So this is transfer of electron. Now what will be formed? X will convert into X2 plus, because it has lost its 2 electron, and Y, which has gained 2 electron, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. It's ke khud ke, and 7 and 8. It has gained from the X. So how much charge will appear on the Y? This much. So 2x, x पर plus 2 charge, y पर minus 2 charge. Overall formula will come out as xy. The compound will be xy. The type of bond will be ionic bonding, because out of these two, one is a metal and another is a non-metal. So this is the way you are going to solve the question, one by one, step by step. First of all, find the period group, then find out whether it is a metal or non-metal. One of them is metal and another is non-metal, then only it is possible to make the ionic bond. And this is the last part of this particular question, that is also give the chemical formula of the compound form. So this is the chemical formula of the compound form. The ratio will be 1:1, because 1 plus 2 ion will nullify 1 minus 2 ion. I hope it is very simple. But one thing which most of the students do in this case is, that is, they just because we already know this thing, that 12 is the atomic number of magnesium and 16 is the atomic number of sulfur. So most of the students do what? They recognize the element and they start writing the element, symbol of the element. So they just leave this x and y part and start writing about the element. So whether you are recognizing the element or not doesn't matter. You just don't write down the name of the element or the symbol of the actual element by recognizing them. Okay, you just utilize this x and y, whatever is given, take it as the unknown element and then solve the questions accordingly. So here is your next question. In this question, you will be dealing with each and every element according to their presence in the periodic table. It's like that you suppose you don't know about that element and you are just looking at their positions and then you decide what will be the properties. So it's not about that whether you recognize the element or not. और इसीलिए यहाँ पर जो symbols दिए हुए हैं ना, this L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, these are not the actual symbol of the elements, and they want that you just look at the position of these elements in the periodic table and then tell the answers, so that you, whether you are understanding the concept of periodic table or not, that is the purpose behind. So please do not write the, if you recognize it also na, you don't write the actual name or the symbol of the element when you are dealing with these kind of questions. So if it is written as L, I will deal it as L because I don't want to recognize it actually. मैं नहीं चाहती कि मैं इसे recognize करूँ. मैं ये मान रही हूँ कि ये मेरा एक element है जो group 1 and period 1 को belong करता है. Then what I can understand about the property of this element. Okay, that is the purpose behind that they are not giving you the symbols, actual symbol of the elements. Okay, so let's do it. Let's solve the questions one by one. Here you are given group 1, 2, 3, 4, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. We know that group number 12 से लेकर, sorry, group number 3 से लेकर 12 तक के elements we will not be understanding in the trend, क्योंकि वो trends को follow करते ही नहीं है, they are D block element. But in your syllabus you will be finding the questions related with atomic number 1 से लेकर 20 तक. Fine. So here you are given group and at the downside you are given periods. So we have only 1, 2 and 3 periods. These elements which are given according their positions are given, but उनका जो atomic number है that is absolutely correct because the positions are given accordingly ना. So I am starting from which is the largest element and which is the smallest. The first thing is how do we define the size? The atomic size increases up to down, already we have done, and it decreases left to right. And I have told you in the respective period, in their respective period, these first group elements are biggest one. Okay, तो इसमें ये बड़ा है सबसे, इसमें है ही नहीं, इसमें ये बड़ा है सबसे. But actually the first group is actually having only 2 atoms and only 2 elements, and that is hydrogen and helium. तो चलिए हम मान लेते हैं कि हम नहीं भी जानते, तो भी हम up to down जब चलेंगे तो the size will increase, सबसे बड़ा size and then the size will decrease. तो सबसे बड़ा size किसका हुआ? M का. So the metal M या any of the element M, I will recognize it as element. Element M is largest. So I will write down the answer number 1. Element M is the largest. Which is the smallest one? Obviously we know that this is the smallest one because in this period only 2 elements are there. Hydrogen is the smallest element. So smallest Now, answer number 2. Let's see to the question. Which 2 elements will show similar properties? So, don't afraid of these kind of questions. They are very simple. Means properties similar means they are showing the electronic configuration same kind of, because configuration decides the chemical property. So, we will look for the elements जो कि एक group में रखे गए हैं. So, let's do it. यहाँ पे एक ग्रुप में कौन रखा गया है? These 2. But all you know that this element actually it is hydrogen, and you know that the hydrogen is not given a proper position in the periodic table. तो actually तो ये यहाँ होना ही नहीं चाहिए था, but फिर भी ठीक है, उन लोगों ने दे दिया है. But we know that position of hydrogen is still a flaw in the periodic table, new periodic table also, because it belongs to first group element. As it makes the ion like first group element as well as the 17th group element, same kind of. So that is why it is not showing the similar kind of property, because it is hydrogen and position is not certain. So I am leaving this. Next is what 2 elements you are getting in a group? Look at this, Q and R. So you can see there in group 17 there are 2 elements kept there, Q and R. So I will write down Q and R because they are kept in the same group, means they will show the similar configuration, means they will show the similar kind of properties. Fine. Next question. Which will form +1 kind of ion or which will form -3 kind of ion? +1 kind of ion means the tendency to lose 1 electron. So out of these, first group, second group 13 से लेके 18th group तक, किसका outermost shell में there is only one electron, that will lose one electron. So let us do the configuration of all these elements. So I am doing it. M is 11, N is 12, okay, O is 6, P is 15, Q is 9, R is 17 and S is 18. So this is 281, this is 282, this is, sorry ये 8 है ना, this is 26, oh, sorry ये it is 6, sorry I am also got confused ना, so this is 6, 6 is 2 and 4, this is 2, 8 and 5, this is 2 and what, 7, this is what, 2, 8 and 7 and this is 2, 8 and 8. So these all are the configuration. Among all these elements, which is having one electron in its outermost shell? ये वाला. So if this is having one electron, this is going to lose one electron and make plus one kind of ion. So answer number 3 is M will lose its one electron to form M plus kind of ion. So this is the M plus kind of ion. Next is -3 type of ion. -3 टाइप का मतलब क्या है? दैट द टेंडेंसी टू गेन 3 इलेक्ट्रॉन ना. तो कौन लेगा 3 इलेक्ट्रॉन? जिसके आउटरमोस्ट शेल में देयर विल बी 5 इलेक्ट्रॉन. दैट विल हैव द टेंडेंसी टू गेन बिकॉज 5 इट कैन नॉट लूज. सो लेट्स डू इट कि किसके आउटरमोस्ट शेल में 5 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हैं. लुक एट दिस 15p and luckily we are getting the symbol also which is actual element. So here we have 5 means it is going to gain the 3 electron. So this phosphorus will gain the 3 electron and will convert into 3 minus kind of ion. So the answer number 3 is N will make plus 1 kind of ion, P will make -3 kind of ion. कैसे पता लगाना है? By looking at their configuration. Electronic configuration is the only thing which is deciding factor, है ना? Next is which will form only covalent compound. Out of these कौन सा element है जो कि केवल और केवल covalent compound बनाएगा? The element which is having 4 electron in the outermost shell, what it will do? It will go for sharing. And what is the group of element which will show this kind of configuration? 2, 4. Look at this 2, 4. This is going to share the electron will make the covalent compounds only. Here this is not oxygen, है ना? They are just given the symbol so that you don't link them with the actual element and you just mug up the things and then give the answer, na? So this is what answer number 4. So who will make the covalent compound? This O. O will make covalent compound. Okay, now let's move to the next question number 5. Which is most metallic and which is most non-metallic element? So let's see which is most metallic. Most metallic means those who are having the tendency to lose 1 electron or 2 electron or 3 electron are metallic. So those who have tendency to lose electron are metal. Those who have tendency to lose electron easily, बहुत आसानी से जो छोड़ देते हैं, they are very good metals. And कौन सबसे ज़्यादा अच्छा metal होगा? Which will lose the electron very easily. तो among these all, वैसे तो the most metallic element I have told you in the last video, that is cesium. But here in this particular case we are given only L, M, N, O, P, Q. तो इनमें से कौन है? Obviously first group element are the most metallic. But out of these first group we have only M. So this M is the most metallic element क्योंकि up to down the radius increases and this यहाँ पे जो भी element होगा उसका radius से इसका radius बड़ा होगा. That is why it will be easy to lose the electron by this M. Among these, इनमें से, otherwise it is not the most metallic. Fine. Next is most non-metallic element. Most non-metallic element, we know that most non-metallic element will be on the right hand side up. That is the metallic character decreases left to right. So decreases left to right. Okay. Non-metallic character decreases up to down. तो सबसे अच्छा non-metal कौन होगा? This one. It is clear to you? चलो एक और क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करें. So this is your next question. Let's solve it. Very easy question. 2 elements M and N. So you are given M and N. They belong to group number 1 and group number 2. So we know about the group, and group number 1 and 2 means the outermost shell configuration we are clear, because group number 1 means number of electron 1, group 2 means number of electron 2. Okay, so this one thing is very clear about these two elements, that M will show outermost shell electron 1 and N will show outermost electron 2, and they are in the same period of the periodic table, मतलब इनका period same है, so they are belonging to the same period but the different groups are 1 and 2. Okay, so what they are asking, how do the following property of M and N vary, मतलब जो given properties हैं वो कैसे change होंगी M और N की, that we have to discuss. Okay, so let's start with the first property, and the first property they want to discuss size of atom. They want to know कि size of the atom will increase or they will decrease. We know that up to down the size increases and left to right size decreases. So M size of M will be greater than size of N. Simple, because we are moving this way and in a period the size decreases. Simple one. Next, metallic character. Metallic character means tendency to lose the electron. More tendency to lose the electron, more will be the metallic character. वैसे भी we know that first group के metals are most metallic element in their period. Okay, but फिर भी अगर हम बात करें, the size is there because this is bigger one and this is smaller one, and when they move from left to right, ionization enthalpy, मतलब metallic character means tendency to lose the electron, जो आसानी से छोड़ दे that will have the more tendency and will be more metallic in nature. तो हम यहाँ क्या कर रहे हैं, we are going to lose this electron. कौन तो इन दोनों में से आसानी से छोड़ेगा electron? Obviously which is bigger one. So that bigger one will lose the electron easily, hence it will be the most metallic, more metallic among these two. So M will be more metallic. So here we have M is more metallic than N. Done? Answer number 2. Next, they want to know what will be the nature of their oxides. Both of them are metal because both of them had tendency to lose the electron. तो अगर दोनों ही metal हैं तो दोनों के oxides will be basic in nature, because we know the metallic oxides are basic in nature. तो but the question is nature of oxide, how it will vary. Which oxide will be more basic, this or this? More is the metallic character, more will be the basicity of oxide. तो जितना अच्छा metal होगा उतना ही basic oxide होगा. It means कि M will, because M is more metallic, the oxide of the M will be more basic. So third answer is M will make more basic oxide. Okay, or you can write down this same answer in another way, that is basicity of oxide decrease left to right in a period. So it becomes more basic to less basic. Simple. So this will be more basic and this will be less basic oxide. जब oxide बनाएंगे तो उनके nature इस तरीके से vary करेंगे. Next is what will be the valency? तो obviously valency we know it is having one electron in the outermost shell. Valency is 1 because it will combine by the loss of one electron. Valency of 2 is second element is 2, so it will combine by losing 2 electron. So the valency will increase. तो आप लिखेंगे आंसर कैसा? How the properties of M and N vary. तो आप आंसर का फॉर्मेट क्या होगा? The valency will increase from M to N. The valency of M is 1, valency of N is 2. The valency will increase. Next is molecular formula of the chlorides and oxide. Then formula of oxide and chlorides के लिए what we have to do? We have to come out with the ions. Like M is making M plus ion. N is making N plus 2 ion because it is going to lose 2 electron because its the outermost shell में there are 2 electron. So these are the M and N. Fine. So I will make the chloride first. So if I am making the chloride of M plus chloride minus Cl always make minus ion. So this is what M plus Cl minus means 1 valency cross multiplied. The formula will be MCl. तो chloride का formula of the M will be MCl. Same thing, we can same thing applied to be there. N will make N plus 2 and Cl will make minus 1. We have 2 valency, we have 1 valency of chlorine, cross multiplied, so this becomes NCl2, N1Cl2. ओके, तो 1 तो लिखते नहीं है हम लोग, तो दिस इज द फॉर्मूला ऑफ द क्लोराइड ऑफ N एलिमेंट. If I make the oxide, तो M will make M plus, oxide will make O2 minus, valency is 1, valency is 2, cross multiplied, the formula of the oxide will be M2O, isn't it? Next is, if this is N plus 2, oxide is 2 minus, 2 valency, this is done, N2O2, but just because these both are 2, so I will write down the formula as NO. So this way the oxides and chlorides will be formed and the formula will be written this way. Don't recognize the element. And वैसे भी यहाँ पे तो we are not given any how many electrons are there. Even atomic mass, atomic number is also not given. So we are just given one information, और उस one information से how much we have calculated. We know that ना, तो how important this periodic table is for us. That you have to understand. How you can draw the information about an element by looking at its position in the periodic table. That is all about the periodic table. That is why we have to understand the table very properly so that we can draw the information about that element, and we don't need to learn the properties of the element. That is important about the table. If you are very clear in the table, it will be easy for you to do inorganic chemistry. So make sure that you are understanding the concept. If you have any query, you can write it in the comment. I hope this video will be helpful for you to understand how to draw the information looking at the element, the position of the element in the periodic table. So if you like the video, please hit the like button, share it with your friend and subscribe it. And please comment in the comment box so that I can solve your problem.